Perhaps the most controversial subject that falls within the category of conspiracy theory is that of global warming. We're hearing constant pleas from a formerly disinterested United States government to amend our ways because our planet is in danger. But is it? Polluted, yes. Man causes pollution, which must stop. But this has little to do with global warming and CO2 levels, according to the vast majority of scientists, including Dr. Michael Coffman. He and others say there is a much larger agenda in convincing the world's population that humankind is responsible for what are actually natural global warming cycles. In short, he who controls the global energy supplies, read cap and trade, controls the planet.
Roofs, asphalt highways, and so forth, which can literally cause the earth, the area around that, to warm by 6 to 12 degrees Fahrenheit. It's an amazing thing. And of course, if you do not take that air out, then you're going to see what they call global warming. And they have not taken that air out, because if you compare those set of databases to rural databases, in which you still have basically out in the countryside, the rural bases have basically stayed flat, a small amount of warming in the last part of the 20th century, but the city bases, or the urban bases, increased dramatically. Now, it's not because of global warming, it's because of land use that caused that, which is very localized and cannot be extended beyond the city limits.
This is one of those duh or no-brainer kind of, stats. I mean, does the scientific body, I don't know who oversees the measuring of the temperatures, but they're aware of this phenomenon?
Oh, yes.
They're aware that
most
of these...
one of the major disagreements between what we call skeptics, of which side I'm on, I'm skeptical of man-caused global warming. We had global warming, but I'm skeptical of the source, right, the source of that warming, and the global warming alarmists. And the basic data is in government hands. There's 3 massive databases. There's one in England at the Climate Research Unit, and one in NOAA, the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric, Administration, and NASA. All of us know what NASA is. They have 3 of the world's climate data involved in those 3 areas. Every single one of them basically say that man is causing global warming, and will go to all kinds of lengths to prove it. In fact, if you look at the raw data before it's massaged, now all of these databases have to be harmonized, what they call harmonized, because they're disparate data sources. They have to be cleaned up, as it were, which is perfectly legitimate. What happens, though, is how does that particular unit actually clean up this data? And whether or not they take out the heat island effect. And the CRU, which is the main database for the whole world, has refused to take out the heat island effect because they say it does not exist. Well, how can you say
it not exist?
Exactly. How can you say it doesn't exist when, in fact, it's a no-brainer to realize that that's got to happen? But they're adamant about this, and the thing that disturbs many scientists is the fact that they will not release the raw data, refuse to release the raw data for other scientists to see what would happen with their harmonizing technology. And where they have been able to get the raw data, they have found that they have skewed that data in the harmonizing process with the algorithms that they use, so that they actually show more warming at the end of the period than they do at the beginning of the period, given the appearance that we're having global warming. And that is pseudoscience. It has nothing to do with global warming. It has to do with a political agenda. And the interesting thing about this ClimateGate process in England this past fall, was that they have emails showing that the director of that was going to delete the raw data if they were forced by the FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act in England, to release it. They were forced to, and the director deleted the raw data so nobody can ever check on what the actual raw data said.
This may be challenging to your beliefs, as it was to mine, but it's well worth watching. For the full-length interview, go to consciousmedianetwork.com.